Good evening, everybody. It's Tapping Tuesday. Thanks for joining me here. It's nice to see you again, and thanks for coming back and joining me here at EFT for you and me. I don't know if you get benefit out of doing this, but I sure do, and I really enjoy being able to share with you, all the benefits of emotional freedom technique. So I'm preparing for a presentation, and I've got some notes written, and I thought I might just try that out on you as I'm preparing for this recorded presentation tomorrow that will go out with a conference that's coming up soon. So it kind of goes like this. Thanks for joining me for a new way to improve your wellness and recovery. So to repeat a cliche, today's times are definitely troubling times. With all that we have to shoulder in the world, all that's going on in our life, we definitely have a lot to worry about. If you could find a way to turn off the switch of lingering emotions, wouldn't you jump at that opportunity? Wait, what? What did you say? Yeah, that's what I said too. Tapping on points on your body as you focus on an upsetting event neutralizes the emotional impact of the event. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard. I'm a no-nonsense emotional freedom technique and substance abuse professional. And you know what? I'm not really one to give in to fads or crazes or the latest thing. I'm a veteran. I love doing the work. I've worked with many clients and many students to help them with improving their wellness and their recovery. And even with loving my work, and I must say I'm pretty good at it, I still wondered if a traumatic event could happen in just seconds. Why did the effects have to last so long? Why can't we find a way to just turn off the switch, turn off the emotional, negative, and physical impact? Well, I'll share with you a story about something that happened with me. About 7 years ago, I was in a very rough car accident, something that could have been very traumatic and really was something that held me back for about a year or so. And as an addiction counselor, I did all the right things. I went to a psychiatrist, I poured my heart out, I got on medications, I went to a psychotherapist, all the right things that somebody, even me in this field, would know what to do. And still the emotion from this accident continued to linger. It was not until I worked with one of my students, Tony, a master emotional freedom technique practitioner, when I truly found full relief. Now today I can talk about it, and I can really share that information without the emotion of the remembering the event coming over me like a tidal wave. My healing has definitely helped me turn off the switch of that negative emotion, negative thinking, and all the shame that was connected to it. The off switch really appears to be connected to just merely tapping or touching on these points that are sometimes used by an acupuncturist as a way of releasing stress. So we'll go through a tapping routine today. We'll go through a tap and breathe so that I can show you what those tapping points are. And they really are the ones that we most commonly use. Have you ever found yourself just kind of like doing this and just kind of rubbing your forehead or your face or wringing your hands? These are all different ways to try to expel energy, get energy that's built up in us, off of us, to try to just find some comfort. And so, the point about emotional freedom technique is not that we touch these points. They do have something to do with it. We already know that tapping on these points is comforting and does help release stress. But the beauty about emotional freedom technique is that we can connect it with our intention of calming and finding some resolution to clear the events that might have been holding on to us. So that we can really find our way in our in our wellness and recovery, in our hellness and recovery too. So Let's take a minute to just check in with your body. Take a moment to just rate yourself on a scale of 0 to 10, with 10 being the most emotionally activated and 0 not being anything at all. Take a moment to just rate yourself on that continuum. And I'll check in with you when we get finished with this tapping today and just see if anything has shifted for you. So as we're getting settled, I want you to sit firmly, comfortably in your chair. Sit with your back supported. Put both feet on the floor if you can. Let your feet get in touch with the carpet. Take your shoes off, maybe wiggle your toes around, and just feel connected in the ground. Uncross your feet. Get your legs at a comfortable position, bent with your knees, with your legs, with your hips and your thighs, just comfortably relaxing in the chair. Sit up straight, kind of stretch up your back and lengthen your spine. Make sure that you've got some good space and good comfortable relaxing in there. And just let's take a couple of deep breaths in to just relax and just expand. So take a deep breath into the lower belly. Open up your diaphragm. Take a deep, 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 deep breath in. Hold, hold, hold. And gently exhale. Feeling yourself relaxing. Feeling your neck relaxing. Letting your jaw and your forehead relax as we're taking time to get in touch with our own body this evening. Let's take another relaxing deep breath in. Deep breath in, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, and 4, and exhale gently, 3 and 4. One more time, breathe all the way in, let your belly expand. Do a deep, 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 deep diaphragm breath. Open up and get some space in between your ribs and your diaphragm. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4, and gently exhale, letting all the air go all the way across the room. So now we're going to do some tapping and breathing. So I'm going to show you the tapping points. We tap on the karate chop point first. And then we go to the eye, just relaxing, taking a deep breath in and exhaling gently. Then to the side of the eye, deep breath in. Exhaling gently. Some people ask, does it matter if we do both hands or one hand, left or right? It does not matter at all. I'm right-handed, so I usually just use my right hand. Next spot is underneath the eye, taking a deep breath in and relaxing. Next spot is right underneath your chin. You'll feel the connection of that tapping, connecting with your gum line. The next spot is on your chin. Deep breath in. And gently exhaling out. The next spot is right here on your collarbone. See, we have this soft spot of our collarbone, and just an inch or two out from that soft spot, you may even feel an indentation in the collarbone. Just take a deep breath in. Hold, hold, hold. And gently exhaling. I also like to tap right here on the breastbone. This is the area of the thymus. The thymus is our point of our autoimmune system. It's good to activate our autoimmune system as much as we can. It's very active when we are younger, into our 20s, And then, as with everything else, it starts to slow down with age. So it's good to tap here just to stay connected with our heart, but also activating that thymus. Give it a little bit of a tap. I love tapping on the back of my shoulders. I hold a lot of stress in my shoulders. So at the shoulder area, the top of the neck, and right around the area where your cervical vertebrae meet with the top of your spine. Just tapping in that and just relaxing. And now we're going to go up the back of the head and to the top. On the crown chakra, the top of your head. Deep breath in and exhaling. I also like to do this, so going from the center with both hands, tapping gently, coming down to your ears. Tap around your jawline. Back up, gently breathing. Down the back of your head again, all around the back of your head. Tapping in good, healthy energy and releasing any stress. Bringing your hands gently to your lap. Notice if you noticed any change. What did that feel like in your hands? What did that feel like on your tapping points? Did you notice any relaxation? So now I want to put some words to this. I've been working with somebody today, and she reminded me of some very interesting aspect to change. She said, I was asking her, so how did you learn how to do that? And she was telling me about it. She says, well, I didn't. I just kind of jumped right in and I did it. And I figure if I did it right, I learned something. If I didn't do it so right, yeah, I learned something too. But I usually just jump right in. The interesting thing was later on when I was talking with her, this is one of my student supervisees, she said, but you know what? When I'm doing that, I really worry about failure. I really worry about getting things right. So it was such an interesting dichotomy to me that in one thing that she said, yep, I just jump right in. And that was refinishing her dining room table. So she sanded it, cleaned it all up, sanded it, painted it, did everything, and just like jumped right in and did it. But then when we were talking about documentation practices at work, she said, oh, I don't know if I'm doing it right. I don't want to be wrong. I don't want to get in trouble. So it's such an interesting irony that in some things in our life, we may feel like, yep, I'm just going to jump right in and do it. And in other things in our life, we feel like, oh no, I've got to play it safe over here. I don't want to worry about fear or not getting it right. So let's just tap on this aspect of embracing change. And you can just follow along with me, whatever change process you might be in. Maybe it's a loved one, maybe it's your own health, maybe it's being at home more because of COVID. Maybe it's not knowing about a certain something that's in front of you, whether it's kids going back to school, whether it's your own career, whether it's a family member. Sometimes we are just in the midst of a change and we don't really know what we're doing with it. So you can just repeat after me and just fill in the blank how it fits for you. Even though I'm in the midst of this change, right here and right now, I am okay. Even though this change is all around me, and I'm not really sure whether I like it or not. As a matter of fact, I don't like it at all. Right here and right now, I am okay. It's okay for me to talk about this out loud. It's okay for me to relax. And even though right here and right now, there are things in front of me that I am unsure of the outcome. I don't really like change. It's not something that I embrace well. I'm willing to talk about it. It's okay to relax. It's safe to relax. And I remain open to learning more about myself that I may learn in this tapping routine. Okay. Eyebrow points, just follow after me. This change that I'm in, side of the eye, this change that's in front of me that I am uncertain of. Under the eye, this change that is in front of me about, and you fill in the blank for yourself, this change that's in front of me about, fill in the blank. This uncertainty that I feel about this change. I'm not sure how to approach it. Collarbone, I'm not sure if this change represents something good for me or not. Thymus, this change that is in front of me, I don't know if I'm willing to take the risk. Back of the neck, this change that's in front of me feels very uncomfortable. Top of the head, and one thing that I don't do well is feeling uncomfortable. Eyebrow, even though I've got these uncomfortable feelings, it's okay for me to sit with them. I've learned how to suppress my feelings. I've learned how to compartmentalize my feelings. I've learned how to ignore these feelings that are connected with change. I'm not really sure that I like it at all. It's so much easier to just do things the way that they're supposed to be done. Why do I have to deal with all of these feelings when it comes to this change process? This change and these feelings just keep me up at night. I don't know what to do. Maybe it's okay for me to have these feelings. Maybe they are just that, just a word. Nope, maybe they're not. I don't like this change thing at all. Under the nose, well, maybe I can change just a little bit. Maybe I don't have to change the whole way. Maybe I can just be open to just a little bit. These feelings that I have connected with this change process, I don't really like it because I can't really control the outcome. And the one thing that I don't like is not controlling the outcome. It lets me get in touch with myself, this change process. And even though it feels uncomfortable, I remember a time in my past where I've gotten through a change process before. And you know what? Comfort doesn't rest in something that is a change, and change does not come in comfort. But it is a life, it is part of my life. Back of the neck, and it is something that I'm aware of. So maybe I can just give myself permission. I can just learn to be open to a process that does not have to be limited by feelings, a process that helps me know I am alive, a process that does not define me, a process that reminds me that I too have a choice. I can choose not to like change and stay comfortable and stuck. And I can also choose to say, this feeling of discomfort connected with change helps me know I'm alive and helps me to move forward maybe I can move forward just a little bit. You know what? Maybe I can make a commitment to myself. There's a saying I know. It's called one day at a time. Change doesn't have to happen all at once for me. And I can be accepting of change a little bit at a time when I know and can see the direction that I am headed in. I can choose what I need to do for myself. I can choose to stay stuck, or I can choose to embrace a process that my higher power is helping me explore. Okay, hands down in your lap. Take a deep breath in and exhale gently. So I want to go back and ask you to check in with yourself. I asked when we started if you would rate yourself on a continuum of 0 to 10, with 0 being no feeling, no stress at all, and 10 being off the chart, whatever the feeling is that you identify with. And I wanted you to check in with yourself and see, has that number shifted? Now, ideally, as a practitioner, it would be nice to know that the number shifted to a lower number, which is most of the time what I find with the clients that I work with. But you know what? Sometimes talking about stuff causes people a little bit more anxiety, a little bit more stress. So then all that says is we got a little bit more work to do. So all that I would encourage you to think about is that feelings and a change process is merely something to let us know we've got a little bit more work to do. We bring in our network, we talk with the people who we need to talk to, we work our program, connect with a spiritual higher power, and figure out what's necessary for you to take a deep breath and just relax into the process. There's nothing about a process that defines our humanity. There's nothing about a process that defines who we are or how good we are at it. What I do know is that in any process of change, it takes an awareness and it takes the ability to know where we're going, and sometimes just something as simple as opening our hands and loosening the grip from what we're holding on to so tightly as to just let it go and flip it over and just let the things that are controlling us drop away from us. So I thank you for being here with me today. Thanks much for letting me bring this to you. I love bringing you Tapping Tuesday. It helps me. It helps me to go to sleep at night. And I hope that it helped you. And I would say, you know, with tapping, when you change your perspective, you surely will change your outcome. I'm happy, you know, to be here. Sorry, got distracted by my phone lighting up with a text message. You know how that goes. Shiny object thing. So I'll see you next time. Stay in contact, and please let me know how I can help you and work with you when it comes to tapping. See you next time, y'all. Love you.